All right, I hope we are live now and you're able to see the screen and you're able to see me. I was just looking at some of the logistics because I thought the audio was not clear, but I think it is clear now. So, hello everyone, greetings and welcome to another exciting live session here at PMC Lounge, which we call PMC Lounge Live. And we go live every week. We dive deep into the world of project management to bring you valuable insights that can elevate your career. And you could be embarking on your project management journey, you could be making strides up the career ladder, or you could already be a professional project manager. The knowledge that we share in these live sessions, these are designed to enhance your path to success in the field of project management. So I hope you're getting ready for today's session, and it is definitely bound to be quite an experience without a doubt. Uh, Here's an intro about me. I started my career in project management in 2011. I got myself the PMP certification in 2016, and there are several other certifications that I basically have. And then I have worked with different companies in the capacity of a speaker, mentor, consultant. And let's get back to our journey on the live session. So uh, I hope you're settling down. You may get yourselves a snack or even a glass of water because staying hydrated is the key. So feel free to join the conversation in the chat if you are live right now, and even for our replay audience, I'd urge you to drop your comments on the topic that we are discussing, on any questions that you may have, and definitely toss in some likes as well. And if you do that, it is going to help us share the word that we are live and will be able to reap the benefits together. Our live sessions essentially follow three-part structure. The first one is welcome, the second one is the featured content, and the third one is the last call where we tie things up. So these are the sections that we have. Of course, we are right now welcoming you as people join in for our live sessions, just building up and introducing ourselves. So this slide talks about pmclounge.com, and PMC in PMC Lounge, it stands for Project Management Certifications. So we are all about PMP and other project management related certifications out there. However, there's definitely more to us than just exams. We are also your go to source for staying updated on the latest in the project management field, right? Be it industry trends, be it reports from project management, the field of project management, and all other good stuff, right? So, our mission has always been to simplify project management, simplifying project management. That has been our mission. We want to break down complex topics into easily understandable language, and we have so many videos out there. Definitely consider subscribing and definitely go ahead and check out the playlist section of this YouTube channel. You'll find several uh, playlists that are going to help you with your PMP preparation. So one other thing, definitely subscribe, and then the other thing is definitely check us out on our social media handles, the different social media handles that we are available on, be it Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and also a special call out to our Telegram channel, which is PMC Zone. Definitely check us out on Telegram so that you stay in the loop. And let's get ahead to our next slide, which is essentially the quote. So before we go into the main content, I would want you to read this quote. A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. As a project manager, what do you think about this quote? A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. How much time do you think it makes sense and is logical to spend in sharpening your X, right? So you're sharpening your X, you're making those plans, right, for your project. How much time do you think you should be spending on it? because as per this proverb, it says a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow, which means you finish your good plan today and start off the work. There's a reason I took this quote for this session today, because if you're not able to relate to this, maybe you come from a waterfall, a traditional project management background, and today we are going to be talking about 6 qualities of a Scrum Master. So everyone's going agile, the world is going agile, and one of the most popular ways of going agile and following agile is following the Scrum way of delivery, right? So a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow, because Scrum advocates working in smaller chunks. Plan for a small chunk, deliver it, take the feedback, plan for the next small chunk, deliver it again, and continue this loop, right? So it is iterative and incremental way of working. And obviously, there are 3 roles that are defined in Scrum. The first one is the Scrum Master. The second one is the product owner, and the third one is the development team. The development team can include your developers, coders, testers, anyone from the engineering, right? And then there's a product owner, and then there is, of course, the Scrum Master, who is responsible to lead the way, needs to ensure that Scrum practices are being followed. So here are the 6 qualities that a Scrum Master must have. Starting off with number 1, and that is all about Scrum or other agile framework knowledge. Now, I say other agile framework here because if you go for, let's say, scaled agile, you may find a Scrum Master position there as well. So, whichever framework you are working on, be it Scrum is the most popular one, be it scaled agile, be it Kanban, be it extreme programming, whatever. But the one thing that you should have, you as in someone who is a Scrum Master or someone who is in this leadership position, right? The number 1 quality that you need to have is the knowledge. The knowledge of Scrum if you are in Scrum environment or any other agile framework that you're following. So when you possess and have a comprehensive mastery of Scrum or any other agile frameworks, it not only empowers you with a solid foundation for personal development, but it also positions you as a guiding force among your peers. So, to illustrate this, consider the intricate details of Scrum, which entails not just a set of rules, but a nuanced understanding of its underlying principles and values. You already know Scrum comes with its own set of principles, values, right? And when you're going for, let's say, PMI ACP certification or your CSM certification, you go over all these principles, all these values, right? And what matters the most is obviously to have the knowledge, to have the understanding of these values and principles. But in your day to day job as a Scrum Master, do you have the nuanced understanding of these principles and values? Are you able to apply these principles and values on your day to day job? Because end of the day, agile is a mindset, and you achieve that mindset by applying these principles and values, right? So as a true leader who is well versed in these intricacies, you can effectively communicate and instill the significance of maybe continuous adaptation, which is important if you are working in an agile environment. If you're working in a Scrum environment, remember I told you it's iterative and incremental. You are iterating, right? So continuous improvement is the name of the game. Now, this depth of knowledge, it is going to enable you to articulate the rationale behind agile practices, fostering a culture of agility and, of course, resilience within the organization. You should have this level of understanding to be able to justify and to be able to show others what is the value Scrum brings to the table, right? And that is why I started off with that quote. A good plan today, you should be able to sell that a good plan today is much better than a perfect plan tomorrow. The good plan today that we have, let's kick things off. Let's start the work, right? Gone are the days of traditional project management where we will create a foolproof plan, right in the beginning and then start the work, right? So, good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. That's the kind of mindset shift that is required in Scrum environment. Number two, the second quality that you must have is organizational skills. If you don't have it, you need to basically develop this quality. Now, this is important because facilitating the delivery of value by the Scrum team, it hinges on adept organizational skills. You as a Scrum Master need to facilitate, of course, right? So to accomplish this, a Scrum Master must progressively broaden their circle of influence. Now, this is again very, very important. When we say organizational skills, right, we are talking about facilitating people, we are talking about leading them towards a certain goal, making sure that there is a goal in place. It's typically defined as a sprint goal if you're working in Scrum, right? And making sure that people are working towards that sprint goal. So when you have organizational skills, you should be able to organize people around the sprint goal, right? And this is why it is important that you have good influence over others. They should be able to understand the sprint goal, and you should be able to influence them so that they work towards achieving this goal, right? So a Scrum Master might actively engage with various stakeholders. This is an example, right? Demonstrating the organizational benefits of, let's say, agile, and it can be through tangible examples and guiding the team in the art of efficient collaboration. This process is integral to fostering a culture of agility within the organization that you're working in. So organizational skills are very, very important for someone who is a Scrum Master, who is expected to lead, who is expected to influence, who is expected to basically instill the qualities of a Scrum in the team. The next point, the next quality that you should have as a Scrum Master is technical knowledge. Now, I understand a lot of people tend to think that for you to be a Scrum Master, all you need are, the first two things that we talked about: the understanding, the impeccable understanding of the framework itself, the Scrum framework. And then, secondly, you should have good organizational skills, good skills to influence people, to communicate with people, to basically drive them to a certain goal. All that is fine, but technical knowledge is also very, very important. Now, you as a Scrum Master, one of your most important duty is to collaborate with the product owner. I told you that there are three roles in Scrum, right? So product owner is one of the roles. Now, you need to devise a process that empowers the team to achieve their goals with efficiency. Now, while technical expertise is not a prerequisite for a Scrum Master, because as I mentioned earlier, it is very, very possible that you go for an interview of a Scrum Master role and nobody asks you a single technical question. But remember, who are you working with? You are working with product owner. You are collaborating with product owner on a day-to-day basis. You are working with the development team. These could be pretty technical people. And that is why if you have a good grasp of high level technical aspects, it proves that you are invaluable and you are going to enable the team to fully to basically guide the team, right? So you are going to be acting as an enabler if you have the technical knowledge. And this understanding, it is also going to allow the Scrum Master to bridge communication gaps between technical and even non-technical stakeholders. And this is again something very, very important as a Scrum Master, because you are expected to basically be able to communicate not just with the Scrum team, right? Not just with the product owner and the dev team. You might be expected to report the status of your ongoing project or your ongoing sprint to people who are non-technical, to, let's say, the higher management. So they are not going to catch hold of someone from the development team. They are going to catch hold of the Scrum Master, and they expect the Scrum Master to be able to explain to them the status of the sprint, the progress so far, and be able to speak or rather translate a technical issue into non-technical language so that non-technical stakeholders can also understand this. And you will be able to do that only if you have some level of technical knowledge. Number four quality that a scrum master must have is the ability to coach. Now, I know you might have heard about a position called an agile coach, and an agile coach is supposed to coach the team. Agile coach is supposed to coach even the scrum master. But as a scrum master, if you have the ability to coach, you need to understand the fact that your role as a scrum master, it also involves fostering a shared understanding among team members, right? And this could be about the sprint goal, this could be about the values of scrum, this could be about the principles of scrum, but you need to create that environment, and that is something which a coach, someone with the ability to coach, will be able to do, right? So you have to instill the values, principles, you have to create that environment, right? The environment of trust in which the team operates. And this is where the ability to coach is going to come into the picture. Now, you need to understand that the objective of this is accomplished through the adept use of teaching and coaching skills. So, if you have these skills, you as a Scrum Master will not only impart knowledge. So, when we talk about imparting knowledge, we are obviously talking about imparting the values and principles, right? But you will also be, so imparting knowledge is just one part of it. In addition to that, you will also be able to cultivate a collaborative and supportive environment, right? And this again is very important for the team to function because you are going to cultivate that kind of atmosphere. Now, this educational approach is going to lay the foundation for a unified mindset. And this is going to ensure that the team members comprehend and align with the core principles and values of Scrum. And one of the principles of Scrum is contributing to a more cohesive and effective work environment. So this is something that you will be able to do if you have the ability to coach. Quality number five is conflict management. Conflicts are inevitable. If you have two people, it is likely that there will be a conflict in some point in time. If you have a team of 10 people, it is possible that the conflict is going to arise much earlier than the some point in time that I've spoke of in the previous sentence. So conflicts are inevitable. Not all conflicts are bad. Actually, conflicts will give you the opportunity and others the opportunity to look at the point of view of other people as well. So you as a Scrum Master should have the ability to manage conflicts. Now, the role itself, the Scrum Master role, it involves acting as a neutral facilitator. This is again something very, very critical. You should not be taking sides as a Scrum Master. You need to be a neutral facilitator, right? So that is important. And this is going to enhance the effectiveness of the group's collaboration. Nobody should see you as a Scrum Master who is, not neutral, who is siding with someone. That is not something that a Scrum Master should be doing. You should be a neutral facilitator. Again, important, a keyword here, facilitator. You need to facilitate this and you need to have this quality of managing conflicts. So, in this capacity of someone who can manage conflict, someone who is a neutral facilitator, you as a Scrum Master need to serve as an expert negotiator as well, in addition to being a facilitator. And you need to maintain a balanced perspective to assist the group in resolving the conflicts, which is something that they should be doing independently. So remember, Scrum teams are considered independent. So you are a neutral facilitator here. You are someone who's providing a balanced perspective. You are someone who can be an expert in negotiation, but you're not negotiating. You're not negotiating for a specific side. You are not taking sides here. You can negotiate if required, but you are basically involved here as a neutral facilitator and you are offering your balanced perspective and you are guiding the team towards the resolution of the conflict whenever a conflict arrives, right? And this is going to help you basically pave the way and be the scrum master that people are looking for. End of the day, scrum teams are considered independent teams. They are independent units. So you shouldn't be dictating terms. You shouldn't be telling people what to do and when to do it, right? You shouldn't be resolving conflicts like that. You should again be basically be a facilitator, and that too neutral. Now, but one other thing which ties back to the previous quality that we were talking about, if you have created that environment, right, the environment of encouraging open communication, the environment of trust, the environment of collaboration, you as a scrum master, if you have done that, if you have inculcated that, you as a scrum master are essentially going to empower the team members to address and overcome challenges and conflicts, and you are going to promote a self-sufficient and harmonious work group, basically a work dynamic which is harmonious and which is self-sufficient. So scrum teams are supposed to be self-sufficient, so they should be able to resolve conflicts themselves, but wherever needed, provide your balanced perspective, be a neutral facilitator, and the step before this, before managing conflicts, is to ensure that the environment that you have inculcated is built around trust, is built around open communication. All right, finally, the last quality that you as a scrum master should have is top notch servant leadership. Now, this word, servant leader, is essentially a group of two words, but a lot of people tend to misunderstand what we mean when we say a servant leader, right? You as a scrum master, you need to embrace this role of servant leadership, and this entails leading through actions and examples. So someone who is a leader might not be taking a lot of actions, might just be leading the way, might just be able to show people the vision that a leader has, right? A leadership vision, and might not be working in the day to day, I'd say, steps or operations to reach that vision. As a servant leader, you should be able to show the vision, but you should also be able to take actions. You should also be able to work with the team on a day to day basis as well. So, this is essentially the difference between just leadership and being a servant leader. So, if you are a proficient scrum master, you are going to demonstrate that this leadership style is something that follows active participation in team's efforts, and you are going to contribute fairly. You will have a fair share of contribution in the work itself, and this is the hallmark of a good scrum master, actually, if you ask me, because you as a scrum master are prioritizing the collective needs of the entire team over individual concerns, right? This is where your leadership part comes into the picture, and you are ensuring that everyone is supported and empowered to perform at their best. This is the leadership part of it, but at the same time, you are also someone who is taking action. You are also someone who is maybe hosting your daily scrum meetings, maybe hosting your retrospectives, maybe coordinating with different people, and working with different stakeholders, be it technical, non-technical, within the scrum team, outside the scrum team. So you're not only providing the leadership role here, providing that vision, that goals, you're doing that, but in addition to that, you are also taking actions, and you are also taking action sometime on behalf of others as well if needed. That's where the servant leadership comes into the picture, and this is a selfless approach. It fosters a collaborative environment where the scrum master, you are not only guiding, but you are also actively contributing to the success of the team. So that is the whole idea behind servant leadership, and uh, it is important to note the word before servant leadership, and that is top notch. You need to have the quality of a top notch servant leader. So, what do you think about these 6 qualities that we talked about today? Is there anything that I missed? Is there something that you would like to add? In fact, if you want to communicate with me, this slide is going to help you out. And before I basically go into the details of Lounge Access, I'd like to remind you that if you liked whatever we discussed today, definitely drop in a like. And what are your thoughts, right? Whatever that we discussed today, the qualities that we discussed today, do you think there are other qualities that a scrum master should have, right? In fact, if you want to discuss this with me, I'm open to discussion. If you want to talk about anything related to project management, as far as we are talking about project management, it could be the project management career path, it could be PMP certification, jumping into project management. This is where Lounge Access comes into the picture. So you can drop a note to admin@pmclounge.com, and the team is going to help you schedule a call with me as needed. There are several videos of Lounge Access where I have spoken to some of the our community members that wanted to speak to me about different things related to project management. You can find the entire playlist as well in the playlist section if you want to see how this typically works out. But definitely take advantage of this opportunity. It is aptly titled Lounge Access because remember, we are PMC Lounge. And here's a one line testimonial. I just wanted to basically include this because a lot of people tend to think that I will include testimonials only if it's so long, if someone has taken half an hour to write it down. Not necessary. You can drop your feedback at pmclounge.com/write. Even if it's just a single line, I really, really appreciate that because it helps us stay motivated. It keeps us essentially going. So that's pretty much all that we had in this video. I hope you got value out of it. Definitely like, share, subscribe. If you like our work, consider contributing by heading over to pmclounge.com/contribute. And definitely keep learning. Check out other videos on the channel. I'll catch you guys in